Today we're discussing the secret behind the massive hit Despacito. This song at its core is all about a chord progression that is used in literally hundreds of tunes, and the chord progression is the 6-4-1-5 chord progression. So what does that mean? I'm going to tell you that as beginners, this is going to bring your understanding of music to another level as a beginner, and is so worthwhile knowing. So we have to talk about major scale, we have to talk about intervals, we have to talk about how to make up a major scale, and then we have to talk about how we denote each note with a Roman numeral. Okay, so sounds complicated. Honestly, it's not. If you can count from 1 to 8 and you know your alphabet up to G, then you're sorted. Don't switch off if you're a beginner because you think this is going to be complicated. This is going to be really easy. And once you understand the fundamentals in this, you can apply it in so many different ways, and maybe it'll help you then to learn more advanced theory. So with all that being said, let's get to it. So what is a major scale? Well, one of the first things that we all learn in school when singing or whatever is the do re mi's, the tonic solfa. You've heard do re mi fa sol la ti do sung. Even if you're aware of the Sound of Music, they built a whole song around it. So that concept of tonic solfa, the do re mi, is basically that can be any key of music can use a do re mi. Now, in more sort of the more regular way of seeing that is to put down Roman numerals. So every note in the scale gets a Roman numeral, and those Roman numerals can mean that it's in any particular key. It's not specific to a key. So in the key of E, our guitars are tuned to E, so it's a good place to start for a guitar. So if we take our top string, the thickest string on the guitar, the open string is E. If we pluck it. Now, we can make our major scale by just playing that one string from open all the way up to the 12th fret. So the way we make a major scale is as follows, and I'll put this up on the screen as a graphic. The intervals are as follows. You have, between the first note and the second note, you have a full tone. Between the second note and the third note, you have a full tone. Between the third note and the fourth note, you have a semitone. And you have a tone interval, a tone interval, a tone interval, and then the last interval is going to be a semitone. So it's as follows. E up 2 frets, because each fret on a guitar is a semitone. So this is an easy way to visualize it. Each fret jump is a semitone interval. So our E up 2 frets to F sharp, up 2 frets. Now we go up the semitone, so 1 fret up to the A, up 2 frets, tone, up 2 frets, tone, up 2 frets, tone, and then the last interval is semitone. So you can hear la da 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 da. That's our basic major scale. Okay, so that is an easy way to do any major scale on the guitar, is pick the open string. Obviously you've got 6 of them to choose from, and pick the open string and do it all up to the 12th fret in exactly that way. If you want to pause the video there and rewind that bit and see the intervals, that's the way to do it. So that's our major scale. Every major scale follows exactly the same format. You have tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. That's the major scale formula. So every major scale is going to follow that same formula. Now, in the case of Despacito, we're in the key of D. Okay, so if we start on our fourth string, D, we've got D, we've got E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and back to D, the octave above. Okay, so those are our notes. Now, if we give each of the notes a Roman numeral, so our D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or the octave. Okay, so there are the Roman numerals that we give each note. Now, the last thing we have to talk about is that each chord in a scale is either major, minor, or diminished. So if we go to C major, it's the easiest one to kind of do this, and you can hear the way the chords work with the scale. So we're going to give a chord to each note in the scale. So the C scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so the first chord is major, C major, C major. The next two chords are going to be minor, and they're denoted by lowercase Roman numerals. D minor, E minor, F, so the fourth is a major, F major. The fifth is G major. Now the sixth we give a minor again, so 6 minor, and then we have B diminished, C. That's the scale formula. That's the chords that go over the scale. So first, the 1 is a major, the 2 is a minor, the 3 is a minor, the 4 is a major, the 5 is a major, the 6 is a minor, diminished for the 7th, and back to the major. So in the case of Despacito, we're in D. And so I said from the outset that this that the secret is this chord progression in Despacito, and it's the 6-4-1-5 chord progression. And literally this chord progression is used in hundreds of songs. If you Google 6-4-1-5 chord progression, you'll see a Wikipedia page with literally hundreds of well-known tunes that all use this chord progression or variations of the chord progression. We have in the key of D, our 6 is B, and we know the 6 is a minor, so it's B minor. So we have our first chord, B minor. Then, so we have 6, 4, the 4 in D is G. Then we have the 1 is D, because we're in the key of D, so D is our 1. And then we have the 5 is A. So we have B minor, G, D, A. And this can work for every single key. So if you want to change it to the key of C, we know that in the key of C, A minor is our 6, our 4 is F, our 1 is C, and our G is 5.